Hello there, everybody, from award-winning Dunkin' Donuts Park in downtown Hartford. It's time for Hartford Yard Goats baseball. I'm Dan Lavallo along with Jeff Dooley, and this morning the Yard Goats look to salvage the finale of a three-game series against the first-place New Hampshire Fisher Cats. The Cats have won the first two games of the set Monday night 10-5, and then last night's rain-delayed 11-inning 7-6 victory, which ended around 11:30 last night, and 11 hours later, these ball clubs set to lock horns again with Jesus Tinoco completing his warm-up pitches for the Goats, about to make his 8th start of the year with a record of 4 wins, 3 losses, and a 5.73 ERA. Well, one of the heroes last night for New Hampshire, Jonathan Davis, digging in behind the mic, ready to call the play-by-play, the voice of the Yard Goats, Jeff Dooley.
Thank you, Dan, and good morning from Dunkin' Donuts Park as Tinoco uncorks the first pitch today. The fastball missing high for a ball. We are underway. Breakfast and baseball, another baseball and education day program here from downtown Hartford. The pitch is swung out and popped up right side of the diamond. Brian Mundell giving it a bid in foul territory, but it's going to fall back behind the dugouts. And no chance for the first baseman. And the count's 1 ball, 1 strike. Our game time temperature 63 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and the finale of 3 between the Yard Goats and the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Fisher Cats winning last night's ball game. They came back from 2 deficits and 1 in extras. The next one is up high, and the count goes to 2-1. Tinoco 4-3, 7 games, and a 4.73 earned run average. Dan told you Davis, the eventual game-winning home run last night, swings and rolls one is short. Brendan Rodgers with the routine play. Crossed the diamond with a throw in time to get Davis for the first out of the first inning.
Good to see Brendan Rodgers at shortstop, by the way. He hasn't been there for a while.
Yeah, he's moved all around the diamond. Played some third, some second base. Back at his normal spot this afternoon. Bo Bichette, who hit his first home run at the Eastern League level yesterday, is in. Tinoco, 23 years old. And a big prospect for the Rockies. The pitch is hit foul first base side. He is 6'4", 190, acquired by Colorado in exchange for Jose Reyes, Miguel Castro, and Jeff Hoffman, that Troy Tulowitzki deal, along with LaTroy Hawkins. Pitch. That's inside of the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. He is listed as the number 14 prospect according to MLB Pipeline. Last year won 11 games in Lancaster. He's looking for his 5th win this season. Pitch. That's low, and the count goes to 2-1. He did not pitch well last time out, and he'll look to try to recover here today. And tell you what, this is a lineup that just doesn't quit. Fisher Cats lead the league in batting. 2-1 pitch. That's in for a strike right around the knees, and it's 2-2.
And you know, they've dominated this division. They've only played 4 games against the West. They're 20-11 against their Eastern Division opponents.
Now the 2-2 pitch is swung out, and ground ball down at third. Ryan Metzler moves in front. He's got it. Across the time with a throw, and Bichette is gone for out number 2. Fisher Cats back atop of the Eastern League East Mountain with a victory yesterday. The Fisher Cats now 22-13. Hartford is 21-17 at 2.5 games off the pace. Fisher Cats enter the day just percentage points in front of the Trenton Thunder in the standings. We'll get out the iPhones and cameras. Vlad Guerrero Jr. steps in. Pitch. Swings and hits a foul back to the screen. Strike 1. This guy has not disappointed Fisher Cat fans, Blue Jays fans. He comes in hitting at a 400 clip, and here we are on May 16th.
Leads the league in RBI, leads the league in hits and doubles.
Pitch swung out and laced into left center field. That is in there for a hit. Hilliard to his left cuts it off and now bobbles the ball. Guerrero Jr. will head to second base where he's in standing. Hilliard had a little bit of problem getting that ball and fielding it out towards left center field. Now it's going to be, he went into the slide. It's going to go as a double, so no error.
Well, and he just adds to his league lead in 2 baggers. That's his 14th double of the season.
Fisher Cats were down in yesterday's ball game 3-0 as the Goats got the offense going, scoring 3 times off former big leaguer Nick Tepish in the first. Then the Goats had a 5-3 lead, coughed it up late, and lost in 11. 7-6 was the final. There's Kevin Biggio, Fisher Cat second baseman. Tape measure blast the other day, and he takes a pitch in for a strike, 0-1. He turned down a fastball and hit it way out of Dunkin' Donuts Park, the last parking sign. That is a beautiful shot. The pitch, that is outside of the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, for those who aren't familiar with Dunkin' Donuts Park, obviously we have the upper deck in right and right center, and beyond that, there are panels of signs, and the first panel is last parking, and that's where Biggio parked it, right off that sign last night.
He did park it there. Guerrero Jr. leads off of second base, and now time called as Tinoco stepped off the rubber. Again, the right-hander is set. Looks off the second, cranks home a 1-1. Swinging a foul into the Goats dugout at third. That's 1-2.
The Yard Goats put on a shift against Biggio that's similar to one that the Fisher Cats used against Hartford's Dom Nunez, except the shortstop Brendan Rogers aligns to the right of second base, whereas New Hampshire takes third baseman Vlad Guerrero Jr. and puts him to the right of second base and keeps the shortstop in his natural position.
Long look in by Jesus Tinoco. Now the 1-2 pitch. That is up high. The count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The hitters are going to have to learn to go the other way.
I agree. Or baseball might turn around at some point and outlaw these shifts. I don't know, but something's going to have to give, I think, Jeff.
Yep. And the guys hit right into this shift, and what ordinarily would be a single is now an out. Pitch is swung out and hit towards left field. There's Hilliard on the go. Angles towards the left field side. It's a foul ball. All the way toward the line. He tried to track it down. Just couldn't get to it.
Sam must think he's stuck in a time warp out there in left field, because last night he played left and he was running all over the area out in left field last night too, running to the corners and running here, running there. So he probably figures he never went to bed last night. He's been in left field
right.
for the last 12 hours.
Jesus Tinoco, he has yes to Chris Rabago. Batting gloves on both hands. He has that red sleeve underneath the red top, but go along with the gray pants, the interlocking FC logo on the left chest. Goats in the alternate green tops, the white pants today, and the green and white hats. The pitch outside for ball. Snap throw down to second base, and Guerrero is going to break for third. The throw gets away from Metzler. Then he backs it up. It actually hits off the screen protecting the Goats dugout, and Guerrero going to third base in the play. Might be just a stolen base. We'll see.
Well, the Yard Goats caught a break in that ball carried right back to Ryan Metzler at third, and that kept Vladimir Guerrero from attempting to score.
Biggio waiting on a 3-2 now from Tinoco. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Up a slider at 87. Tinoco strikes out Biggio swinging, and the shot is retired. So nothing across, 1 man left, and after 1/2 inning, New Hampshire nothing. And the Yard Goats coming up on News Radio 1410 WPOP.
Well, taking his warm-up pitches is the right-hander Jordan Romano of the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, who leads the Eastern League in wins with 6. He has a 6-0 record and has an earned run average of 2.23, which is 9th in the Eastern League. And Romano wraps up his warm-up pitches. He really has worked himself into a prospect in this Toronto Blue Jays system. And now the Hartford Yard Goats will try and put him to the test, Jeff.
All right, Dan, Romano off to the best starts in Fisher Cats history, winning 6 of his first 7 starts. How about that?
Yeah.
That'll work. Garrett Hampson will start against Romano as the center fielder is in. Some sunshine trying to brighten things up and peek through the mostly overcast skies here on this Wednesday morning. Pitch is taken high for ball 1. Well, the Goats got it going against Tepish, and in yesterday's ball game scored 3 times in the first inning. Pitch swung out on a high pop-up. Center field's not hit deep. Jonathan Davis comes in several steps, makes the catch as he puts it away. And Hampson is gone for the first out of the first inning.
Well, remarkably, right-handed batters are hitting so far this year against Jordan Romano, just 113.
Wow. He's done a good job against righties. Romano works with Ryan Hissey, who's got the gear on behind the plates. Now the DH, Dom Nunez. Nunez, .238 batting average, 3 homers and 17 runs driven in. And the pitch and the fastball is taken high for a ball. Big crowd on Baseball and Education Day. On this Wednesday, good to have you with us for Yard Goats baseball. Final of 3. Hartford tries to avoid the sweep. Pitch. That is outside 93, and it's 2-0. Ron made his first Double-A start April 6th. The only one he didn't win here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. The next one is outside. It's now 3-0. Allowed just 2 runs in 5 innings, but did not figure in the decision. An eventual Fisher Cat victory. Pitch. That's in for a strike. Get over to fastball. Makes it 3-1. Today, the 9th of 22 meetings. 6 different series between the Yard Goats and Fisher Cats. New Hampshire's won 7 of the first 8. The pitch. That misses low ball 4. So Dom Nunez, nice at bat as he draws the walk. And one out base runner for the Rockies affiliate. New Hampshire's won all 6 games here in Hartford. This is the Fisher Cats' second of 3 visits to Hartford this season. Goats will be in New Hampshire as part of the next road trip.
That's a 5-game series.
Yep.
We got a doubleheader Saturday during the Memorial Day weekend.
Jonathan Daza swings and shoots a foul back to the screen. Strike 1. In last night's ball game, Daza was at second base, trying to go to third on a fly ball hit by Brendan Rogers, and they said he left early. They appealed, and he was ruled out. At second base turned out to be big in the game. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt, takes a strike. He fakes a throw down to first base. Nunez back okay. 2 strikes now to Jonathan Daza, who's on the Rockies' 40-man Major League roster.
He's had a good series, 4 for 10 so far against the Cats.
Romano set the pitch. Swung on a ground ball towards second base, fielded by Biggio. Flips to second for 1, back to first. They turn it. 4-6-3 twin killing to end the Goats first. Nothing across, nobody left, and after 1 full inning in downtown Hartford, no score between the Yard Goats and the Fisher Cats. On News Radio 1410 WPOP.
Well, from first place New Hampshire to first place Akron. The first place Akron Rubber Ducks come to town to launch a big 4-game series tomorrow night here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. And tomorrow night will be Baseball Cap giveaway night, courtesy of Frontier Communications, and also Pink in the Park night tomorrow night at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Jeff?
All right, Dan, Harold Ramirez will start the second for the Fisher Cats. The pitch home is a little bit low for ball 1. These 2 teams wrapping up this 3-game series. Fisher Cats have won this series. The pitch is fouled back to the screen. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Yard Goats now trying to avoid the sweep. Hartford just split 4 in Bowie, Maryland. They've lost just 1 series in their previous 9 before this current series. The pitch, that's in for a strike, and it's 1-2. Goats started 0-6, then went 20-9, become just the 3rd team to win 20 games in the league. 1-2 pitch, win a ground ball chopped foul into the Hartford dugout at third base, and it's 1-2. 2-2 pitch is outside of the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tinoco set now the 2-2 pitch. That is outside, and the count will fill it 3-2. Tinoco set, and the 3-2 pitch is inside and high ball 4. So Harold Ramirez works the walk, and leadoff man is aboard, and the Fisher Cats second.
Now that's doubly tough because Ramirez has not been hitting the baseball at all. In fact, he's 0 for 7 in the series, so to walk him to beginning inning, never a good sign.
Pitch to Connor Panis is swinging a foul off the left side. Now to play strike 1.
You know, Jeff, talking with Tyler Zickel, the New Hampshire broadcaster, about the fact that the Fisher Cats have only played 13 home games this season.
Mm-hmm. Pitch, swing and a miss. Yeah, the Goats have, knock on wood, gotten all their home games in, and not all the teams can say that, Dan.
Yeah, well, Tyler said they had a couple of rainouts, a couple of games have been suspended, but for the most part, the schedule has been such. New Hampshire has opened with a lot of games on the road. This is their 23rd road game.
And they're in first place. Yeah. Road Warriors. The next one is outside of the count, 1-2.
Well, they have the best road record in the Eastern League. They're 15-7 on the road. So that's right now a big thing in their favor because they've got a lot of home games coming up.
Infield back, double play depth. Rogers at short, Phillips at second. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Slider at 88, and Panis swings and misses. Second strikeout for Tinoco. In fact, he's fanned 2 of the last 3 to come to the plate. That's the first out of the second inning, and the strikeout presented by Whole Foods Market. That's another $10 donated to End Hunger Connecticut. Juan Kelly, who was the culprit with a grand slam home run on Monday night. Bats, .231 average, 3 homers and 12 runs batted in. Don't be fooled by the batting average. This guy can pop one out of here, as he did the other day. The pitch, that's in for a strike at 87, 0-1.
You know, that grand slam he hit the other night was the first New Hampshire grand slam since June 29th of 2016. And guess what? It came against the Hartford Yard Goats.
Go figure. Pitch snapped thrown down to first base and sliding back inside as Ramirez. They got him. He gets picked off. Nice throw by Christopher Bago. As Ramirez gets caught napping. 2-3 on the putout.
Mike Savakinas is getting into it with the first base coach. Coaching at first base for
Andy Fermin.
Andy Fermin, yes.
He's still talking to the first base umpire, Savakinas. Now the pitch to Kelly. The first was ruled a strike, and that's a strike. And the count is 1-2. Tinoco set with his 32nd pitch. Next one in there for a call, third strike. Kelly left standing. That's 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Nice beginning for Jesus Tinoco. Nothing across. Nobody left with a pickoff, and after an inning and a half, no score between the Yard Goats and Fisher Cats. News Radio 1410 WPOP.
Well, here we go to the last of the second inning, and the Yard Goats and Fisher Cats, 0-0, and Jeff Hartford trying to salvage the finale and finally beat New Hampshire right here at Dunkin' Donuts Park.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Hartford's had one opponent they haven't been able to figure out at home, and that is the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Brendan Rogers will try to change that up against the 6-0 Jordan Romano. And the pitch, and the fastball is inside and high for ball 1. We'll take our first peek at the out-of-town scoreboard presented by Budweiser. A lot happening in the Eastern League and a lot of day games in MLB as well. The pitch, changeup, is in for a strike, and the count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Trenton Akron underway at Arm & Hammer Park. The Rubber Ducks lead the Thunder 1-0 in the second. Trenton just percentage points behind New Hampshire. The pitch is swung on. That's lined towards left. Coming in, it's Andrew Guillat. He's got it. Makes the basket-style catch. Puts away Rogers for the first out of the second. So that game underway at Arm & Hammer Park. 1-0 Rubber Ducks. Actually 2-0 now. The Ducks have just got to run on the top of the second. 11:05, Harrisburg and Bowie will play. Prince George's Stadium, Maryland. Hopefully the rain is past there.
Well, they've got to finish another suspended game from last night.
Yeah, that game tied 4-4. Then they'll play a 7-inning game as Sam Hilliard takes pitch, in for a strike, 0-1. Sea Dogs and Fightin' Phils at 11:45 this morning. Pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. Eleni Garcia against Kyle Hart in that game. Pitch. That's in for a strike, and it's 1-2. Tonight, Richmond and Altoona. People's Natural Gas Field. That's Taylor Hearn against Jordan Johnson. Binghamton at home against Erie. The pitch is swung on, hit down the left field line. Guillat angles towards the corner. There, and he grabs it, and Sam Hilliard is gone for out number 2. Reading and Portland complete that suspended game. 9-7 in the top of the 9th inning. The Fightins lead the Sea Dogs. Let's a look at the games going on in the Eastern League today. Here's Brian Mundell, first baseman at .258 batting average, and he takes the first one high for ball 1. Jordan Romano, 17 pitches, 10 strikes. He's made quick work of the Goats. Hartford looking for its first hits. There's a strike, and the count evens 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you know, we were talking about Romano, how right-handed batters are hitting just .113 against him. In day games, Romano has pitched the hitters right and left, batting .103 against him.
1-1 pitch is low, and the count goes to 2-1.
That's not fair.
Right. Tough league, huh?
It is.
Romano set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That is a cross for a strike. The count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, if Romano makes it, it would be a big story for a number of reasons, not the least of which is he is a native of Ontario.
They would love him. The 3-1 is in for a strike. And they had it wrong on the scoreboard. It was 3-2, so that's strike 3. Mundell left standing, and this side is retired. Nothing across, and the Goats go 1-2-3 in the second after 2 innings. Here in Hartford, no score between the Yard Goats and Fisher Cats and News Radio 1410 WPOP.
Say, fans, you ready for fireworks? Well, Akron comes in for 4 games beginning tomorrow night, but following the games on Friday night and Saturday night, there will be a big Atlas fireworks display. Friday night's game gets underway at 7:05. Saturday's contest at 6:05. Jeff?
Again, Andrew Guillat to begin things in the 3rd inning, and he'll take a pitch a little bit high for ball 1. We will be here, and for tickets, yardgoatsbaseball.com. Well, some day games in Major League Baseball. Nothing yet underway, but some noontime first pitches. A strike is dealt. To the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees and Nationals suspended from last night. They're going to resume at 5:05 in the nation's capital. Pitch is swung out. A bullet in a center field for a base hit. Andrew Guillat sends one out. Now he's going to try for 2. Here comes the throw from Hilliard. It's going to be high and backed up by the pitcher, Tinoco. So Guillat with a double. And he was thinking 2 bases, Dan, out of the box.
Yes, he was. Guillat has had a very good series. He came in batting under .230, but don't tell that to the Yard Goats.
Well, this afternoon at noontime at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, the Phillies and Orioles. Phillies have won 7 of 10. They're now just a game back in the National League East behind the Braves. Ron Hissey, lefty hitter, stands in. Tinoco ready. Looks off to second base. Rocks and comes home. The pitch is fouled back to the screen for strike one. Pirates percentage points in front of the Brewers atop the National League Central. Bucks at home at PNC Park. 12:35 first pitch, taking on the White Sox again. It's Hector Santiago against Jameson Taillon. Tinoco looks to second, cranks home the pitch, and it's swung on. Little flare back at first base. That's going to duck in for a hit. It's going to mean a run. Guiad third, heading home. He'll score without a throw. Hissey, a little flare in a short right field. It's an RBI hit. In his ninth game, he drives in his second run, and it's 1-0 New Hampshire. I mean, they've been getting all the breaks this season. That ball wasn't hit that hard, but just plays perfectly over the head of the first baseman, Brian Mundell.
Well, we mentioned how well the Yard Goats have played when they score first as far as winning games. New Hampshire is right there, too. They have a 17-3 record when they score first.
There's Jonathan Davis, the culprit last night with a home run, the eventual game winner. And he takes the pitch high for ball one, and now Rabago heads out to the hill. He wants to kind of settle down the pitcher.
The Yard Goats are 18-3 when they score first, but last night wasn't one of those nights because they jumped out to the 3-0 lead and lost in 11, 7-6.
More on the Budweiser scoreboard. 1:10 this afternoon at Comerica Park in Detroit. Tigers and Indians. Detroit looking for 4 straight wins. Trevor Bauer against Ryan Carpenter. That's former Rocket Ryan Carpenter. He's back in the big leagues, Dan, and guy that came up with the Rockies and now in Detroit. In a major league rotation. I thought he was pretty good in the Eastern League. The pitch is swung on, hit towards center field. Hampson heading back, still going back in the track and up against the fence. He can't make the catch. Heading to third base is Hissey. He's going to be sent home. Now the throw from the cutoff man, Phillips. He'll arrive late. Now gets away from Rabago. To third base goes Davis. It's an RBI extra base hit. It's now 2-0 New Hampshire. Hampson just ran out of room, just couldn't get to it.
That's it. He did run out of room, and ball kicked by him. And then the throw home was an overthrow, and that enabled Hissey to, who had scored, that enabled Davis to go all the way over to third.
It's going to be a triple, Dan.
Okay, wow.
RBI triple. Now Bo Bichette, Dante Bichette's kid. Dante was here at the game the other day. The pitch home, and the fastball is a little bit low for ball one. Continue with games this afternoon at 1:10 at Target Field in Minnesota. It's the Twins and Cardinals. Cardinals have lost 3 straight. Miles Mikolas against Lance Lynn. Next one missing. 2 balls, no strikes to Bichette. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the top prospect in minor league baseball, waits on deck. He'll be next. Now 2-0 pitch is swung on. That's it towards left field. Hilliard heading back towards the track in front of the fence. He makes the catch. Davis will tag and head home. And he's got the Fisher Cats' 3rd run. So Bo Bichette with his 14th RBI as he drives the ball to the fence to get home Davis. And it's now 3-0 New Hampshire.
Number 27,
Vladimir Guerrero Jr., when he bats, he takes the handle of the bat and scrapes something into the dirt and then steps into the box. It's a tradition he's always done. As he stands in, baseball's #1 prospect. Swings, and it's a ground ball by the third baseman, Metzel. That's out of left field. That should go for extra bases. Hilliard chasing to the corner. Guerrero heading to second. Slows as he gets there with a double. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with a 2-base hit. And the Fisher Cats have already scored 3 times off Jesus Tinoco in the 3rd inning. And New Hampshire looking for more.
Well, I'll tell you, that's Guerrero's 2nd double. Here comes Yard Goats pitching coach Mark Brewer on his way to the mound. And Chris Rabago and the Yard Goats infield will also confer. This has not been a good inning, and it started with, guess who? The number 8 hitter, Andrew Guiad, who has been a pest in this entire series against the Yard Goats when he hit out of the number 9 hole starting on Monday night. And then in the 8-hole last night and the 8-hole today. Started it off with a double and then a hissy run-scoring bloop single down the right field line. A Jonathan Davis triple to knock home a run. Bo Bichette's sac fly. Guerrero with his second double and 2 at-bats. And now Tinoco is really in a mess. And Jeff, he has already thrown 43 pitches and has to deal with Cavan Biggio, who's tied for the league lead in home runs.
Biggio with 11 home runs this season. Been a tough inning for Tinoco and the Yard Goats. Give him a chance to catch his breath. And now Mark Brewer back in the Yard Goats dugout at third. Lefty swinging second baseman is in. Here's the first one to Cavan Biggio. Swung out, and a high drive blasted to deep right. Daza back to the track at the wall, and it's gone. Cavan Biggio, a league-leading 12th home run. A 2-run blast here in the third inning, and it's now 5-0 Fisher Cats.
My goodness, Yard Goats pitching coach Mark Brewer wasn't even back in the dugout, and that ball had left the yard in the upper deck. Now Biggio leads the league in home runs with 12.
Well, you said it before. One thing that's haunted Tinoco is he's been victim of the big inning, and you look back to his last start Friday, he allowed 4 runs in the second inning. He's allowed 5 here in the third. Harold Ramirez takes the pitch, a little bit low for a ball. Well, continuing with day games in the MLB scoreboard presented by Budweiser, Mets and Blue Jays at Citi Field at 1:10. Mets try to send the Blue Jays to their 4th straight loss. They might want to send this team up to Toronto later today.
The entire team.
Yeah. Jay Happ against Zach Wheeler tonight in the Big Apple. Here's the 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. And the count goes to 2-1. Rays Royals in Kansas City. Kansas City has dropped 4 straight. Jake Ferry against Jason Hamill. Pitch is swung on. Ground ball shortstop. Fielded by Rogers. Brendan has it across the diamond with a throw. And trying to get Ramirez. That's out number 2. 3:40 today. Diamondbacks and Brewers out in Phoenix. Arizona 2.5 games ahead of the Rockies in the division. Brandon Woodruff against that coach. Seattle plays Texas in the Pacific Northwest. Safeco Field at 3:40 as Hunter Panis is in. Swings and misses the fastball. That at 95 from Tinoco. A little bit extra. The 6-hole hitter. Bartolo Colon against Christian Bergman in that game in Seattle. The pitch is swung on. Hit foul back in the seats along third, and he'll stay now at 2 strikes. Mystics Matt Harvey pitching for the Reds against the Gigantes today at AT&T Park out in San Francisco. Andrew Suarez will pitch for San Fran. The 0-2 is outside of the count, 1-2. Yankees begin the day a game ahead of the Red Sox in the standings. Mentioned they got the suspended game. They'll play at Nationals Park tonight. There's the pitch. It's hit foul back to the screen. Tonight, Dodgers try to snap a 5-game skid. They're in Miami against the Marlins. Walker Buehler against Caleb Smith. At Fenway tonight, Red Sox A's. Boston has dropped back-to-back games at the Fens. And the 2 pitch is swung on. A ball hit foul. First base had one hop into the seats just below the Hartford Terrace. And the count goes to 2 strikes. Chris Sale against Trevor Cahill tonight. Former Yard Goat Tyler Chatwood pitches for the Cubs. He pitched a rehab game in 2006 at Hartford. Brendan McCarthy will pitch for the Braves. The pitch swinging a foul tip at home plate. Vago does not hold on and stays at 2 strikes. And lastly, on the Budweiser scoreboard, you've got Astros and Angels tonight out at Angels Stadium. Battle for first place. Astros lead the Angels by a game. The pitch is fouled back to the screen, and the count stays no balls and 2 strikes to Panis.
Astros had a late game comeback in Anaheim last night, rallying to beat the Angels.
Tinoco 6'4", 240 came from the Blue Jays organization, now trying to beat that organization today. The pitch is a little bit outside, and the count goes to 1-2. This has been a rough inning as the Fisher Cats, the top offense in the Eastern League, has hung a 5 spot on the scoreboard. Tinoco, the hard-throwing right-hander, resets. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Check swing, appeal to first base, and Thomas Roach says no. Said that he did not break the plane, and the count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Tinoco has thrown 56 pitches.
Now the 2-2. Now just missing low, and they're going to say ball 4. So, wow. Just around the knee, but low according to Tom Hanrahan.
Now this has been a disastrous inning for Jesus Tinoco. The Fisher Cats have now battered around. 5 runs are in. Biggio hits another blast.
Juan Kelly struck out back in the second. Takes the first outside of the zone for ball 1. This one is in for a strike, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. That's inside of the count, goes to 2-1.
Well, if you're Kelly, you're probably sitting on a fastball here. Kelly's had a good series with that big grand slam and then had a couple of big hits last night.
Pitch is swung on, ground ball chopped out to short, fielded by Rogers. Across the diamond, the throw in time to get Kelly. And the shot is retired, but the Fisher Cats bat around and they score 5 times in the inning. And after 2.5 innings at Dunkin' Donuts Park, Fisher Cats 5, the Yard Goats nothing on News Radio 1410 WPOP. Well, back at Dunkin' Donuts Park, and one of the terrific ushers here getting honored as one of the military honorees today, Eli, who does a terrific job, very friendly, and has been with the Yard Goats since day 1, getting honored on the fields. One of the great things they do here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. 5-0 Fisher Cats be joining us late. New Hampshire dropping 5 runs and Jesus Tinoco in the top half of the 5th inning. So off to the bottom of the 3rd we go, and Ryan Metzler, who had the night off last night, will start things for the Hartford 9, and the Goats up to try to pick themselves off the mat and get back into this ball game. New Hampshire's been a tough customer this season. 22-13 in first place in front of the Yankees affiliate, the Trenton Thunder. There's Ryan Metzler. Comes in with a .239 batting average. Jordan Romano set of the pitch home. Fastball is high in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Biggio plays at deep second base. Now the 2-0 pitch. That is low, and the count is now 3-0. Metzler, Anthony Phillips, who just was returned from AAA Albuquerque, he'll play his first game as a Goat today. The pitch, that's inside ball 4, so Metzler works the walk. Second free pass given up by Jordan Romano, who's yet to surrender a hit. He's been very tough on Eastern League batters this season. 6-0 record in 7 games and a .223 earned run average. Now Anthony Phillips, who spent last summer in the Eastern League playing for the Yard Goats, was up at AAA Albuquerque, and he takes the first one in for a strike, 0-1. Phillips at .209 in 99 games with the Yard Goats, 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. Pitch, check swing, appeal to first, and Mike Savakina says he goes around. It's 0-2. I'm not sure that Phillips was thrilled with that call. This is Anthony's second as a Rockies farmhand, his 11th in minor league baseball. He played the first 7 seasons in the Mariners organization and spent 1 season in the Phillies and Angels chain. Now trying to make it as a Rocky. Now the pitch home. Fastball is high, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, we took a look at some of the games, and a lot of day games in the majors on this Wednesday. But when you peek at the Major League standings mid-May, it's really a tight race in the National League Central. Romano's set of the pitch home is inside alone. The count 2 balls, 2 strikes. You've got just 1 game separating 4 clubs. And then you've got the Reds at the bottom in the cellar, 11 games back. Pirates, Brewers, Cubs, and Cardinals, though, within a game of each other. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Romano, the fastball, to strike out Phillips, swinging. That is his second K, and 1 away in the 3rd inning. Officially, the Brewers lead the division. I should say the Pirates lead division by percentage points. They lead the Brewers. Pirates 24-17, the Brewers 25-18. As Chris Rabago is in, the pitch a little bit low for ball 1. Reds have really hurt themselves losing games to divisional opponents. Cincinnati is 3-15 against National League Central teams. Metzler digs out his lead. The pitch home is swung out on a high fly ball hit towards left center field. Davis heading to his right is underneath, and he makes the catch and puts away Rabago for the 2nd outs of the 3rd inning. Could be a fun summer. Again, it's just mid-May, but for 4 of those cities, Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, Chicago, and St. Louis. There could be a lot of musical chairs and guys jumping in and out of the divisional lead in the next few weeks. Here's Garrett Hampson from Las Vegas, 306 batting average, 4 homers and 15 runs batted in. Romano again set. He rocks and comes home, and the fastball is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Yard Goats in the alternate uniforms on this Wednesday. The green tops along with the gray pants with the green and blue stripe down the side. Fisher Cats look nothing like their Major League affiliate, the Blue Jays. They have red tops with gray pants. Runner breaks for a second. The pitch swing and a miss. The throw down to second base is accurate, but not in time. Pretty good throw by Hissey, but Metzler beats it out. And the Yard Goats, down 5-0, get a stolen base. Hartford not only leading the Eastern League, but leading the entire nation in stolen bases. Now 63. That is top of the mountain. And now Garrett Hampson with a 2-out hit could get the Goats their first run. Jordan Romano again ready. Hissey sets up the target on the inner half. Romano looks off to second. Roxon comes home, and that's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. These 2 teams will meet next week up in Manchester, up at Northeast Delta Dental Stadium as part of the next Yard Goats road trip through New Hampshire and Portland. Again, Romano is set. Here comes the 1-2. It swung in and popped up. Left shot of the diamond. Vlad Guerrero Jr. enemy territory right in front of the Yard Goats dugout. The top step, he hauls it in to retire to the side. So Garrett Hampson is gone. Side retired, 1 man left. And after 3 innings complete from Dunkin' Donuts Park, the Yard Goats trail the Fisher Cats 5-0 on News Radio 1410 WPOP. Back at Dunkin' Donuts Park, the Yard Goats trail the Fisher Cats 5-0. Off to the 4th we go. There's my broadcast partner, Dan Lovallo. Dan?
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. And Andrew Guillat, who started that 5-run uprising in the 3rd inning with a double, leads off the top of the 4th against Jesus Tinoco. And here's the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Tinoco has thrown 63 pitches today. Now the right-hander rocks and deals, and here's a pitch high. Slider. That levels the count at 1-1 on Guillotte, who, like we said, has been a thorn in the Goats' side in this series. The 1-1. Fastball is grounded over the mound into center field, a base hit. So Guillotte singles, and he's 2 for 2. That is the 7th hit for the Fisher Cats. And we'll bring up the catcher, Ryan Hissey, who singled his first time up. A bloop single down the right field line that knocked in Guillotte from second base. Yard Goats infield in double play depth. Here's the pitch. Low. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. There's going to be some stirring around in that Hartford bullpen momentarily as the pitch count mounts and Tinoco's struggle mount too. Here's the pitch high for a ball. 2-0 the count. There's no question Tinoco has a tremendous arm. But can he harness that ability? You look at some of the pitchers listed as starters and you wonder if, well, maybe with their great arms, they're cut out for the bullpen. Here's a pitch low for a ball. 3-0 the count. In other words, you know, these clubs, some of these hitters, when they see the pitcher second or third time through the order, they get used to him. Maybe some pitchers just aren't cut out to be starters. Here's a pitch outside, ball 4, and on 4 pitches, Hissey, the number 9 batter with a 192 batting average entering this game, walks. That's the 3rd walk surrendered by Tinoco. That'll bring up Jonathan Davis. And here comes Mark Brewer, the Yard Goats pitching coach. He's going to pay a visit. Well, the attendance has been announced. 6,263 here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. The announced crowd, 9th sellout of the year. Now, some did not show up today. This is a baseball and education day. And they didn't show up because there were some schools scheduled to attend this game today, but because of the weather last night, school was canceled. And so they couldn't come to the game. Some school districts in Connecticut, because of the brutal storms which swept through the state late yesterday afternoon and last night, downing trees, etc., led to the cancellation of school today, and some of those schools were scheduled to come here to Dunkin' Donuts Park. But the seats were sold, and so the Goats announce a sellout of 6,263. Here's Davis, knocked in a run with a triple. His last time up, he's 1 for 2. He's also grounded out to short. Runners at first and second, nobody out. The set by Tinoco, and the pitch. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike the count. There is bullpen action for the Yard Goats. Mitch Horchak is loosening, the left-hander. Here's the set by Tinoco and the 1-strike pitch. High. 1-1 the count. Davis with a big 2-run homer last night in the top of the 11th inning, which gave New Hampshire a 7-5 lead. The Yard Goats came back, scored a run in the last of the 11th, but lost 7-6. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Jonathan Davis. Jesus Tinoco on the mound for the Yard Goats this morning. Jesus, 23 years of age, born in Venezuela, making his 3rd start of the year against the Fisher Cats. 1-2 pitch is low, 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Jesus in his first 2 starts this season pitched against New Hampshire. Here's the set. The 2-2. Swung on and grounded to third, fielded by Metzler. He steps on third, fires across, backhanded pick by Mundell, double play. A 5-3 twin killer, and there are 2 away. Hissey advances to second on the double play.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 5, Bo Bichette.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Bo Bichette. Bichette has grounded out to third and hit a sac fly. 5-0 New Hampshire leads it. It's the top of the fourth inning. The Fisher Cats batting with 2 outs now, and Ryan Hissey at second base. Here's the pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Bo Bichette hit his first Double-A home run last night, and it came right here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. A shot to left. Fastball in there for a strike. 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Tinoco. And Bichette is in a 2-strike hole. Now the set by Tinoco and the pitch. Fastball misses inside. 1-2 the count. Well, you wonder, even if Tinoco gets out of this inning, how much longer Yard Goats manager Warren Schaefer will go with him because of that pitch count. But we'll have to wait and see. The 1-2. Fastball inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Hissey again leads off second. He's got a sizable lead. Tinoco on a very comfortable morning, soon to become afternoon, pauses and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Bichette goes down swinging, and that ends the fourth. Tinoco pitches out of it. The Yard Goats still looking for their first hit in the last of the fourth. Will bat Nunez, Daza, and Rogers after 3.5. It's New Hampshire 5, Hartford 0. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on News Radio 1410 WPOP. Last of the fourth inning, Dan Lavallo along with Jeff Dooley. Dom Nunez will lead it off for the Yard Goats. Hartford trailing 5-0. Jordan Romano has held the Goats hitless through 3. Nunez walked in his first plate appearance. One of 2 Hartford base runners in the first 3 innings. He walked in the first. Ryan Metzler led off the third with a walk and was left stranded. Here's the pitch, and the changeup is in there for a strike, 0-1. Romano is one of the pitchers who pitches with a full windup. Here's the pitch, popped up. Left side of the diamond, backpedaling is the shortstop Bichette in shallow left. He makes the one-handed catch, 1 away. I think that's what makes his delivery so difficult to pick up if you're a hitter. A full windup from the sense that he doesn't start out from a stretch position. He doesn't actually extend the arms over his head. Here's the pitch to Daza, a slow roller to second base, gathered in by Biggio, on to first, quickly 2 away. It's just that he's got long legs, and as he goes into his windup, he drops his arm and delivers, but it's not a sidearm delivery. It's very awkward, his delivery, and I would think makes it extremely difficult for a hitter. So quickly 2 gone here in the last of the fourth, and here's Brendan Rogers lined out to left his first time up. 5-0 New Hampshire. Swing and a miss at a low fastball, strike 1, 0-1. Yard Goats have faced Jordan Romano before, but he's been very impressive this season. 6-0. Fastball fouled back, no balls, 2 strikes the count. Told you in the day, hitters are batting 103 against him, and that was before the start of today's game. Yard Goats still looking for their first hit. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rogers unable to check his swing. He thought he did, but as he shakes his head over that call by the plate umpire, he is a strikeout victim. The 3rd strikeout for Romano, who has an easy last of the fourth. We go to the 5th with a score. New Hampshire 5, Hartford 0. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on News Radio 1410 WPOP. Well, here we go to the top of the 5th inning here at Dunkin' Donuts Park, and Just a reminder, fans, you can follow today's game live on MILB First Pitch with stats, scores, standings, and more on the Hartford Yard Goats and everyone else in minor league baseball. Visit MILB.com/mobile now to download for your phone or tablet. Well, there's a new pitcher in the ball game for the Yard Goats as Hartford manager Warren Schaefer goes to the Trancholo and Trancholo bullpen. Trancholo and Trancholo, Connecticut's personal injury law firm, save time and call all nines. Jesus Tinoco goes 4 innings, allows 7 hits, 5 runs earned, walked 3 and struck out 4. And this pitching change presented by Albertus Magnus College. Looking to make a change in your life? Visit albertus.edu/East Hartford to begin today. Craig Schlitter starts Vladimir Guerrero Jr. off with a fastball. Called strike, 0-1. Craig Schlitter on in relief. The 1-strike pitch. Just misses outside, 1-1 the count. Schlitter, the Connecticut native, making his 10th appearance of the year, his 8th in relief. No wins, no losses, a 4.84 ERA for Craig. Curveball is ripped into left field, a base hit. Up with the ball on one knee is Hilliard, and Vlad Guerrero is 3 for 3 today as he looks skyward. 2 doubles and now a single. That'll bring up another thorn in the Yard Goats side. Kevin Biggio has struck out, and yes, hit another upper deck home run, a 2-run shot. Hit an upper deck home run last night. He now leads the Eastern League in home runs with 12. The pitch from Schlitter is outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. So Jesus Tinoco's day is done. And now the dangerous Biggio with Guerrero Jr. leading off first, and the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. 5 runs, 7 hits for New Hampshire. No runs, no hits for the Yard Goats. The pitch, curve, just misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. Now Schlitter takes a long look at his catcher. The delivery, swing and a miss, off-speed pitch. Biggio way out in front, and that levels the count. Craig Schlitter on in relief of starter Jesus Tinoco. Fastball is ripped into center field, a base hit. Up with the ball is Hampson. And here come the Cats. Back-to-back singles by Guerrero Jr. and Biggio to start the 5th.
Yeah, they just don't quit, Dan.
It is amazing. And now the DH, Harold Ramirez. Ramirez has walked and grounded out to short. Yard Goats infield in double play depth. Here's the set by Schlitter in the pitch. Fastball is looped into center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Guerrero stops at third. Biggio at second. Ramirez dunks a single into center, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. New Hampshire has 10 hits.
Yeah, already.
And we're only in the 5th inning. They lead this league in hitting by plenty. They came in with a .275 team batting average, and Jeff, I mean, they just keep on.
That's amazing. On. .275 team batting average.
Connor Panis, left-handed batter, and he looks at an off-speed pitch for a called strike. 0-1. Here's the set on the pitch. Just misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. New Hampshire, in winning 10-5 on Monday night, had 15 hits. In winning 7-6 in 11 innings last night, had 12 hits as this pitch is fouled back. Today they have 10. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on the left-handed hitting Connor Panis, who has a 9-game hitting streak hanging in the balance today. Schlitter pauses. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball fouled back. Schlitter already in a mess. Yard Goats trying to get out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam with Vlad Guerrero Jr. at third, Kevin Biggio at second, and Harold Ramirez at first. And now Schlitter backs off the rubber. Tugs at his cap. About to throw his 14th pitch this inning. Here it comes. Changeup is ripped to right field. Ranging back as Daza turns, makes the catch. Guerrero tags at third. He comes down the line and will score. Advancing to third base is Biggio, and the Fisher Cats take a 6-0 lead. A sac fly by Connor Panis. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Juan Kelly.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Kelly has looked at a third strike, grounded out to short. Now runners at the corners for the switch hitter batting left, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. A 90-mile-per-hour fastball from Schlitter. Biggio leads from third. Ramirez off first. Here's the deal. Looper into right field. Ranging in is Daza, and to his right makes the catch. Tagging at third and drawing a throw is Biggio. It's off the mark. Biggio remains anchored at third, but Ramirez advances to second on the fly out to right field.
I'll tell you what, even though he probably wasn't going with the throw coming in, a great job just to deke and then stop, because what that did is it got another man to second base.
Well, that's it.
If he hadn't gone, the throw would have come in a second.
Yeah.
Would have been cut. So good job to get Ramirez to second base.
And now the dangerous Andrew Guillat, 2 for 2 today with runners at second and third, and the pitch is a fastball in there for a strike. I'll tell you what, if Craig Schlitter gets out of this inning with just 1 run scoring against this club, he's a lucky man.
Mm-hmm.
The deal. Curve is grounded foul down the left field line. Yard Goats in search of their first hit will bat Hilliard, Mundell, and Metzler, the numbers 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the last of the fifth against Jordan Romano, who has lived up to his billing so far today. Now the pause, the 0-2. Bounces in the dirt. Rabago plays it off of his chest protector. 1-2. 6-0 Fisher Cats, bidding for a sweep of this 3-game series and looking to go 7-0 this year at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Here's the deal. Fastball high. 2-2 the count. New Hampshire has the best road record in the Eastern League at 15-7, and 6 of those 15 wins on the road have come right here. Schlitter sets the 2-2. Fastball is in there. Strike 3 called. He freezes Guillat, not happy with the call, and he's giving the plate umpire Tom Hanahan some lip. But all things considered, a nice job by Schlitter to pitch out of the mess. But New Hampshire adds to its lead, scoring a run on 3 hits. They leave a couple of men on base. We go to the last of the fifth with a score. New Hampshire 6, Hartford 0. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on News Radio 1410 WPOP. Well, New Hampshire right-hander Jordan Romano through 4 innings has pitched a no-hitter and has thrown just 43 pitches during that stretch. Sam Hilliard will lead it off. And the tall right-hander delivers, and Hilliard, first ball swinging, pops it up, foul territory, third base side, and it's going to land in the seats behind the third base dugout, about 5 rows back.
Nice crowd today, 9th sellout, 62-63 on hand.
Mentioning today how some of the school kids couldn't show, though.
Yeah, some schools were closed that were scheduled to be here today.
Yep.
I think Wallingford.
Wallingford was one. Change-up outside, 1 ball, 1 strike the count on the left-handed hitting Hilliard. Romano delivers, and the fastball is ripped foul into the seats down the right field line. 1-2.
And just got by the net.
Yeah. That was well struck, but foul by Hilliard. Jordan Romano, the native of Ontario, deals 1-2. Fastball is swung on and missed, strike 3. 94-mile-per-hour fastball, and that's the 4th strikeout for Romano, who, if he makes it to the Blue Jays, will be a big story, a native pitching in Toronto. In fact, James Paxton of the Seattle Mariners is a Canadian native, and he no-hit the Toronto Blue Jays earlier this year, and that got a lot of play. Now Brian Mundell, the pitch. Change and a check swing roller to the left of the mound. Fielded by the pitcher. His throw to first is in time, actually, to the left of the mound as we look at it. And Romano got off that mound in a hurry. Ball was hit about a third of the way up the third base line, and he picked it up and fired to first on the foul side of the bag, and the first baseman Kelly made the pick for the out. Quickly 2 away here in the last of the 5th. And now the third baseman Ryan Metzler, one of 2 Yard Goats base runners today. He walked in his first plate appearance. And the pitch. Fastball, low, ball 1, 1-0. 6-0 New Hampshire. Yard Goats batting, bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, nobody on base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss at a slider. 1-1 the count.
He's been tough, Jordan Romano.
Now the right-hander with a 1-1. Swing and a miss at a low fastball. 1-2 the count. Romano's making it look easy, too.
Yeah, he has.
He's tall, 6'4", 200 pounds. He's a formidable figure. The 1-2. Fastball is swung on and missed, strike 3. And another 1-2-3 inning for Romano. That's his 5th strikeout. And let the tension begin here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. The Yard Goats have been held hitless through 5. We go to the 6th with a score. New Hampshire 6, Hartford 0. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on News Radio 1410 WPOP. Top of the 6th inning, Ryan Hissey will lead it off for the Fisher Cats against the right-hander Greg Schlitter. 6-0 in favor of New Hampshire. Schlitter ready to go to work. The pitch to Hissey is in there for a strike, 0-1. Hissey has singled to right, knocking in a run, a bloop single down the right field line, and also walked. Craig Schlitter about to deliver, and the pitch is a fastball in there for a strike. 0-2 the count. Jesus Tinoco started, pitched 4 innings, allowed 5 runs on 7 hits. Now Schlitter's 2-strike delivery is in there, strike 3 called. Another pitch, a cutter, caught the outside corner, and that's the 2nd strikeout for Schlitter. That strikeout, by the way, brought to you by Whole Foods Market, which means another $10 will be donated to end hunger in Connecticut. Back to the top of the order, and Jonathan Davis, who was 1 for 3. And the pitch. Curve in there for a strike, 0-1. 4th time through the order for New Hampshire, and we are only in the 6th inning. Another curve just misses inside, and that evens the count at 1-1. Craig Schlitter wears uniform number 16. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. A 90-mile-per-hour fastball. 1-2. Now the set and the pitch. Slow curve is bounced foul down the left field line. So the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Tomorrow night, it's the Akron Rubber Ducks in town for the start of a 4-game series baseball cap giveaway, courtesy of Frontier Communications. 7:05 start. 1-2 pitch. Bounces off Rabago's chest protector. That evens the count at 2-2. And for the record, it doesn't get any easier for the Yard Goats. I mean, here they are facing Romano today, who leads the league in wins with 6 and is 9th in ERA with a 2.23 earned run average. And tomorrow night they face Zhao Jing Chang of Akron, a 3-0 record with a 2.08 earned run average. Here's the pitch. Swung on and rolled to third. Metzler fields off balance sidearm toss across the diamond, and there are 2 away. Now the shortstop, Bo Bichette, 0 for 2 with a sac fly. He's also grounded out and struck out. 6-0 Fisher Cats. Yep, Akron in town for 4 games tomorrow night and Friday night, 7:05 starts. Saturday night at 6:05 and Sunday afternoon at 1:05. Here's the pitch. Bichette takes it low and inside, ball 1, 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a foul back. Schlitter, a 91-mile-per-hour fastball jamming Bichette at that time. 1-1. The set on the pitch. Fastball way in tight, moves Bichette off the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Schlitter likes to come from a set position, even with nobody on base. The 2-1. Low and inside, ball 3, 3-1 the count. Might be advisable for Craig Schlitter to try and take care of Bo Bichette right here and not put him on, because you've got Vlad Guerrero Jr. on deck, and he's 3 for 3 today. The pitch. Fouled at the plate. That might have gotten Bichette on the instep. He wears a protective shin guard on his left leg. So now the count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the set and the pitch. Swung on and ripped foul off the fence in front of the Yard Goats third base dugout. Caroming to Ryan Metzler. And Ryan wins a fan by tossing the foul ball into the seats. 3-2 the count on Bichette. And the pitch. Swing and another foul at the plate. That might have gotten Bichette again on that left instep. It's amazing how some of these players will repeatedly foul pitches off of their instep, which is the big reason they wear that shin guard. It's amazing all of the equipment some of these hitters wear. Bichette has protection covering his left elbow. Payoff pitch, swung on and popped up into shallow left. Rogers, the shortstop, drops back, makes the 2-handed catch, and that retires the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Schlitter. We go to the last of the 6th with the score, New Hampshire 6, Hartford nothing. You are listening to Yard Goats Baseball on News Radio 1410 WPOP. Well, here we go to the last of the 6th inning, and here's a line shot right to the third baseman, Vlad Guerrero, off the bat of Anthony Phillips. And that preserves the no-hitter.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Dan, and obviously Goats feel that Romano is around the plate. A lot of first pitch swinging here.
Now the number 9 batter, Chris Rabago. Jordan Romano delivers, and the changeup is inside for a ball. That's perhaps the hardest hit ball the Yard Goats have hit today, the one by Anthony Phillips, just returning to Hartford from AAA Albuquerque. He smacked it, but Guerrero at the third base side leapt and grabbed it. Here's a pop-up. Left side of the infield. Guerrero is under it near the cutout portion at third base, makes the catch, and quickly 2 are gone here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Romano, who has now thrown a no-hitter for 5 2/3 innings, has retired 12 in a row. Only 2 Yard Goats have reached base today. The last Goat, Ryan Metzler, who walked in the 3rd, and Dom Nunez, who walked in the 1st. Here's Garrett Hampson, top of the order in the pitch. Fastball is grounded to second base. Biggio fields, throws low to first, but in time. And as we go from morning to afternoon, Jordan Romano has no hit the Yard Goats through 6. We go to the 7th with a score. New Hampshire 6, Hartford nothing. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on News Radio 1410 WPOP. No runs, no hits, no errors, and Hartford has left one man on base. We go to the 7th. The tension builds here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. And as Vlad Guerrero Jr. settles in, ready to carry us home on now this Wednesday afternoon, once again, the voice of the Yard Goats, Jeff Dooley.
All right, Dan, so Schlitter out for his third inning of work. He's allowed a run through 2 innings thus far. Tinoco started and gave up 5 runs on 7 hits in 4 innings. Fisher Cats looking for the sweep. And there's Guerrero, swings and misses strike 1. And a very intimidating presence, and he has a single and 2 doubles. He scored twice today. Calls time at the very last second. Schlitter not too happy. Guilford native set of the pitch home. The changeup is low. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. 6-0 the score. The Yard Goats trail in this ball game. Pitch is swung out. A high drive blasted a deep left. Hilliard back looking up, and it's gone. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with his 2nd home run this homestand, his 7th of the season. And the Fisher Cats tack one on and now lead at 7-0. Tape measure blast again by Guerrero Jr., who just continues to dominate in the Eastern League. And boy, did he get all that pitch from Craig Schlitter.
Well, we've got 2 stories going now. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is a triple shy of the cycle, and Jordan Romano is pitching a no-hitter. Guerrero is now 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, a homer, a single, and 3 runs scored.
There's Kevin Biggio. Swings and hits a foul back to the screen. Strike 1. We talked about it last night. Indications are they love Guerrero Jr. to be with the Fisher Cats maybe through the All-Star break perhaps. But, I mean, he's starting to force their hands, I think, the pitch. A little bit outside. Very similar to Brendan Rodgers last year. Well, you hit 400 in the league. Well, guess what? He's over 400 now.
He might be with the Toronto Blue Jays through the All-Star break.
Could be. Next one is outside. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. He's got talent. Fisher Cats have a very impressive roster this season. Next one is a little bit low, and the count goes to 3-1. He sent that one over his own bullpen into the cheap seats out and left. 3-1 pitch is low ball forced. The home run and on the walk, and the first 2 reach against Guilford's Craig Schlitter.
Well, and the way this is unfolding, Jeff, Guerrero really could bat one more time in the ball game and be in line to get the cycle.
Now the DH, Harold Ramirez, was 1 for 2. Schlitter reaches in for the baseball and comes home, and the pitch is a little bit low for ball 1. Yard Goats only 2 base runners against Jordan Romano, is looking to improve to 7-0. That'll be the best start ever for a Fisher Cat starter. Pitch. That's a little bit low, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. So Schlitter has fallen behind his 2nd straight batter, and that's usually not good news. Pitch. That is low, and the count is now 3-0.
Meanwhile, Jeff, talking about Jordan Romano, who has a no-hitter through 6. He has thrown only 57 pitches. In the 5th inning, he threw only 11 pitches, and in the 6th, just 5 pitches.
Yeah, you can't let a starting pitcher get away with just 5 pitches. Next one is in for a strike, and the count goes to 3-1. I understand he's around the plate, and sometimes that first pitch is the best pitch, but unfortunately, I think as a hitter, you sometimes have to take a couple.
Yep.
At least one.
Yes.
Next one is in for a strike. And the count fills now to Ramirez, 3-2. Off at first base, it is Biggio. The pitch is swung on. Little flare, short left field. Hilliard comes in, dives, and he makes the catch. And falls to the playing surface. Sam Hilliard with a nice catch. That's the first out of the 7th inning, and Bichette retreats to first. Nicely done and left by Hilliard.
Mitch Horacek has started throwing in the Yard Goats bullpen again, so you would think this is Schlitter's last inning if he can get out of this frame.
Connor Panish, the batter, lefty hitter, and right fielder today, and he takes a pitch in for a strike, 0-1. If you're joining us late, 0-0 game going to the 3rd, and the Fisher Cats scored 5 times off Jesus Tinoco. Pitch. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The big blow, a 2-run home run from Kevin Biggio. His league-leading 12th of the season. Pitch, swing and a miss. And the Goats haven't had a sniff against Jordan Romano. They've had 1 man in scoring position. They've only had 2 base runners, both via walks. Romano has retired this side in each of the last 3 innings. The pitch, that's inside of the count, evens off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hartford knew they'd be up against a good one today. A perfect 6-0 mark and a 2.23 earned run average, but he's been as probably better than he's been all season. The next one missing high in the count, 3-2. Dunkin' Donuts Park full of school kids in the 9th sellout. Pitch home is swung on. That's lined on the left field line. Hilliard on the go. Reaches up and he makes the catch in full stride. He hauls it in. Hilliard putting on a clinic defensively here in the 7th inning as he has grabbed both outs and both really nice plays. Panis is out, number 2.
Well, here comes Yard Goats manager Warren Schaefer, and that might be it right here. He had Horacek loosening, and you've got Juan Kelly due up. Now, Kelly is a switch hitter, but anyway, that is going to do it for Craig Schlitter as Warren Schaefer calls to the Trancholo and Trancholo bullpen. Trancholo and Trancholo, Connecticut's personal injury law firm. Save time and call all 9s. Back to tell you all about the change in just a moment. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on News Radio 1410 WPOP.
Juan Kelly leads things.
Well, Kelly is up there. He's turning around, Jeff, and he's batting right-handed against the lefty Mitch Horacek.
Yeah, Horacek, the new arm in, and the pitch, that's a little bit low for a ball.
And this pitching change presented by Albertus Magnus College. Looking to make a change in your life? Visit albertus.edu/East Hartford to begin today.
Mundell at first base, holding Biggio. Horacek sets. Roxon comes home. The pitch is fouled back to the screen. The count goes to 2-1.
Craig Schlitter, while he was in there, pitched 2 2/3 innings. Allowed 4 hits, 2 runs earned, walked 1, struck out 2. The runner at first base, his responsibility.
Next one is a little bit low, and the count now is 3-1. Pitch is swung on. That's hit towards right, hit well. Daza heading back, has it beat up and makes the catch. So Horacek comes in and gets the job done. Fisher Cats add to their lead, though, on Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s 7th home run. Stretch time here at Dunkin' Donuts Park. It's 7-0 Fisher Cats on News Radio 1410 WPOP.
Well, here we go. Last of the 7th inning. Dom Nunez will lead it off against Jordan Romano, who has a no-hitter through 6. New Hampshire leading the Yard Goats 7-0. It will be Nunez, Daza, and Rogers here in the bottom of the 7th. And once again, here's Jeff.
All right, Dan, in the first one to the lefty swinging Dom Nunez is in for a strike, 0-1. Pitch home is swung out, and a high drive blasted deep down the right field line, but foul. It's by a whisker, though, and no balls, 2 strikes.
Just to the right of the foul pole.
Goats again looking for their first hit as we play here in the 7th. The pitch from Romano. That's outside of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hartford went down on just 5 pitches last inning. 1, 2, 3, although Anthony Phillips hit a bullet pitch. That is outside of the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And, Romano's not only pitching a no-hitter, but he's doing it against the second-best offense in the league, a team that was on quite the roll, the Yard Goats.
That's a great point. Second in the league in runs scored. Tied for third in the league in home runs. Now for the first time today, Romano requesting time.
Yeah, something happened on that last pitch, and here comes everybody to the hill.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if he's got a blister or what, but they all came out. Yeah. I mean, suddenly the catcher, Hissey, went out.
He went sprinting out to the hill when he saw.
Then came the manager and the pitching coach and the trainer. Vince Horstman, the pitching coach. John Schneider, of course, the manager. The trainer, Drew McDonald. And all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're going to get someone loose, Dan, in the bullpen for the first time today. But first, they're going to let Jordan Romano throw a couple, it seems.
I mean, I'm guessing it's a blister by the reaction, the way they were looking at his hand. I mean, Romano's been unhittable today.
He's got the no-hitter in the 7th.
Unless it was a split fingernail or something. And he's 2-2 to Nunez.
Right.
Romano's had just a great year so far. Leads the league in wins. 9th in earned run average. And has no hit the Yard Goats. And right now it's his trainer, Drew McDonald, doing the talking.
It's interesting that Dom Nunez is out there talking to Ryan Hissey, the catcher. He's actually in the box right now.
Yeah.
There's about 25 people on the mound.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before. Maybe Dom knows him. Probably.
It's possible. Meanwhile, a left-hander is warming in the bullpen for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. And at some point, they're going to have to make a decision here. By the body language, it would indicate to me that they could actually be taking him out of the ball game, Jeff.
Yeah, just patted him on the back.
I think he's done. After 61 pitches today, just got that sense. I don't know. I mean, the plate umpire, Tom Hanahan, has already pulled out his lineup card, and that's going to be it. Yeah.
Oh, boy. What a shame.
Yep, that really is a shame.
Yeah. I mean, he's upset, obviously, but just one of the things you never figure for is injury.
Jordan Romano shaking his head. Vince Horstman, his pitching coach, nearby.
Oh, look at the ovation he's getting, though, too.
Yeah, nice hand as he heads back to the dugout. But the Yard Goats will now get to see a new arm. Meanwhile, a call to the Trancholo and Trancholo bullpen. Trancholo and Trancholo, Connecticut's personal injury law firm. Save time and call all nines. We'll be back to tell you all about what unfolds. You're listening to Yard Goats Baseball on News Radio 1410 WPOP. All right, the left-hander Danny Young has come on and will face Dom Nunez, who has a 2-ball, 2-strike count on him. Jeff?
All right, Dan, the Goats looking for their first hit. Dom Nunez in and now the 2-2 pitch, and lefty swing and a miss. The bat goes flying out of the hands of Dom Nunez. So Young comes in and gets the strikeout, and that's the first out.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 2, Jonathan Daza.
Well, Jonathan Daza. Pitch home. That's a little bit low for ball 1. So Young comes in and gets the strikeout.
And so what it means is Romano end up going 6 innings as that strikeout, as you said, goes on Young's record.
Pitch is swung out, and Popped up down the right field line. Panis a long way to go. Angles in a foul territory up against the side. Well, he can get it, but no harm done. It's a foul ball.
Jeff Romano goes 6 hitless innings, walked 2. He struck out 5 and threw just 61 pitches.
Left injured.
Yep.
But left with a 7-0 lead, and he could very well go to 7-0 in the season if the bullpen can get the job done. Daza waiting on a 1-1. Young delivers. Sweeney. Tapper hit foul at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He was impressive. Wow.
Well, he lived up to his billing. Came in with that 6-0 record, 2.23 ERA, and obviously did not want to come out of the ball game. But something happened on that pitch to Nunez, which evened the count at 2-2, and that was the end of his day.
Ball and 2 strikes. Young set of the pitch home. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The ball dropped by Hissey. He'll pick it up inside the back. Fire down to first base, and Daza gone. So Young with back-to-back strikeouts since entering, and just like that, 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Tell you what, Hartford will be happy to see this New Hampshire team leave.
You got that right. I mean, you made the great point. Yard Goats doesn't have a hit, but New Hampshire's doing it against a very good hitting club.
Yeah. Here's Brendan Rodgers, a flyout and a strikeout. Pitch home, and the curveball drops in for a strike. It's 0-1. Left-hander again set. The 0-1 pitch is swung out, and a high fly ball hit deep down the right field line, but foul. All the way back towards the Hartford Terrace. And the count, 2 strikes to Brendan Rodgers. This could be Rodgers' last crack at it. Who knows? The way things have gone. Hartford with just 2 base runners this entire game, both walks. The 0-2 pitch is swung and hit foul first base side. Will find a seat and stays 2 strikes. The Yard Goats have never been no hit. Fisher Cats throwing a couple of no-nos though. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Rodgers strikes out, and Young comes in and fans the side. Hartford has K'd 8 times this afternoon. Nothing across after 1, 2, 3, 7th. But Jordan Romano had to exit after getting injured after 6 no-hit innings. We head to the 8th. Fisher Cats 7, Yard Goats nothing. On News Radio 1410 WPOP. Well, back at Dunkin' Donuts Park, Jeff Tully, Dan Lavala, good to have you with us. And thanks for hanging out on this Wednesday afternoon. It started at 10:30 in the a.m. and a packed house, but no offense for the Goats, who don't have a hit through 7 innings. We go to the 8th. Mitch Horacek is back to pitch. Andrew Guillat will begin things for the first-place Fisher Cats. They've been dominant against Hartford this season. The pitch, it's a little bit low for ball 1. He had Hissey and Davis in the 8th. 1-0 pitch is swung in and popped up. Right side of the diamond, Brian Mundell, the first baseman, waiting for him. Moves underneath and he makes the catch and puts away Guillat. That's the first out of the 8th inning.
Now batting, the catcher, number 20, Ryan Hissey.
Now Ryan Hissey. 1 for 2, the RBI single in the 3rd inning. Pitch home, and the fastball is a little bit low for ball 1. Horacek sets the pitch, swung out on a high pop-up. Back of first, Mundell angles back into foul territory, gives way to Anthony Phillips, who comes over to make the grab. So nicely done, Anthony Phillips. I think he had a better angle. And he was coming from the cross side where Mundell was basically backpedaling. And sometimes you can lose your footing around there, and Hissey is gone. And they're 2-way in the 8th inning. Horacek has retired all 4 that he's faced now, and now center fielder Jonathan Davis. Pitch, and the fastball is inside for ball one. Davis, a 2-run home run last night to help the Fisher Cats win in 11. Davis today an RBI triple. This one is low. The count, 2 balls, no strikes. Infield backed up, and the outfield is straight away. 2-0 pitch. That's in for a strike. It's 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch is swung on. That's lined towards the gap in left center field. It's going to get in there for a hit. Hilliard will cut it off on the warning track. Davis digging for 2, and he'll arrive ahead of the throw, which is over the head of Phillips. And Davis with a 2-base hit. Hartford will have just 2 more shots.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 5, Bo Bichette.
Now Bo Bichette. Pitch to Bichette, missing for ball one. 1-0 pitch. That's inside of the count. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch is fouled back to the screen, and boy, Bo Bichette does not get cheated on his swings. All the might into that one, and it's 2-1. And the pitch bounces before it gets to home plate, and the count will go to 3-1. That was the breaking pitch from Mitch Horchak. Now the 3-1 pitch is inside a low ball 4, so Bo Bichette works the walk, and with 2 out, Fisher Cats now have runners at first and second base.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 27, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He is in from the right side. Runners at first and second base. He had a mammoth home run. He's a triple shy of the cycle. 4 for 4 with a home run, a single and 2 doubles. The pitch swing and a miss. Tell you what, he doesn't swing for the triple, though. He swings for that home run. He's rated as the top prospect in all of minor league baseball, and you can see why. He has the opportunity to be a special player when he gets to the majors. There's the pitch home, and that is a little bit low. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. He had a home run on Monday night as well, and his average now is .418. He's hitting .418 in mid-May. That is now number 1 in the league. Pitch. Swing a ground ball, little cue shot back to the mound. Fielded by Horchak. He'll underhand flip to the first baseman, Mendel, and Guerrero Jr. hits it 50 feet to finish the inning. Nothing across, 2 men left. Goats looking for their first hit. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 7-0 New Hampshire. A News Radio 1410 WPOP. Well, we go to the last half of the 8th inning. Yard Goats without a hit. Sam Hilliard, Brian Mundell, and Ryan Metzler, 3 featured for the Goats here in the 8th inning. Now the last no-hitter thrown by a Fisher Cat, Kyle Drabeck. I actually called that game. That was July 4th of 2010. It seemed like yesterday, and that was against the Rock Cats, the only time a 9-inning no-hitter. It won't be a 9. It'll have to be a combined no-hitter because Jordan Romano left, got injured last inning. Here's the pitch to Hilliard. from Danny Young. Swing and a miss, strike one. The only perfect game in Fisher Cats history, also against the Rockcats. That was Jamie Vermillion. Remember, that was at the old Gill Stadium up in New Hampshire. The pitch, swing and a miss. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. And something both have in common, that those 2 games, Tim Restall, that Yard Goats president, was an executive with the Fisher Cats back then. The next one missing in the count, 1-2. He was there for the Vermillion no-hitter on June 28th. 2004, up at Gill Stadium, and then at Northeast Delta Dental Stadium in 2010. Young again ready with a 1-2, and here it comes. Swung on him, hit towards right center field. Jonathan Davis on the go, moving in on it. He's there and he makes the catch and puts away Hilliard for the first out of the 8th inning. Romano was cruising and was very efficient in terms of pitches as well, and his 2-2 pitch his 1-2 pitch to Dom Nunez right away after he threw it. He called time run. Hissey went out to the hill, and they immediately removed him from the ball game. There's Brian Mundell, swings and rolls a foul at home plate, strike one. New opponent tomorrow night. Akron Rubber Ducks, who lead the EL West at 22-16. 7:05, Peter Lambert against So Ching Chang. Pitch. That's low and inside of the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rubber Ducks have a very good pitching staff this season. So it's a tough homestand. 2 opponents in the pennant race. Pitch home and swung in and hit foul, that out towards Main Street, and it's 1-2. Young again set to the 1-2 pitch, is low and inside of the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hartford has not had a base runner since the 3rd. The 2-2 pitch, and it just misses inside of the count. Fills now 3-2. "15 in a row retired by Fisher Cats pitching. Young set with a 3-2, and here it comes. Swinging a ground ball, hit out towards that left side of the diamond. Guerrero Jr. has it, turns and fires to first base. They've got him just by a step. Very close play at first base. And here comes Warren Schaefer. Both Guerrero Jr. and Bichette went for the ball, but Guerrero Jr. cut in front to try and make that play. He did, to throw a little bit off the mark, but Kelly stayed with it. Watch the replay. Very close at first base. And Warren Schaefer not happy, talking to Mike Savakinas. As Mundella's out. And now the first-year Yard Goats manager will jog across the diamond to his spot in that third base coaching box. 16 in a row retired by Fisher Cats pitching. Bang, bang play, Dan, at first base. Long look in by Metzler. Pitch swinging a foul tip, strike one.
It's been a long 3 games for Warren Schaefer.
It has, yeah. You could sense the frustration when he was just arguing with Savakinas at first base. Now the pitch home. That is outside of the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the pitch home. Low and inside of the count, goes to 2-1.
Give you an idea of the job Jordan Romano did today in 6 innings, plus Dom Nunez in the 7th. He threw a total of 61 pitches. Danny Young is into his 2nd inning of work. He's already thrown 22.
Again, the lefty is set, and the pitch home is swung out, and that's it towards right field. Pennis heading back to the track, back towards the wall, and it's gone! Ryan Metzler homers in the 8th inning, his 5th blast of the season. There goes the no-hit bid. There goes the shutout, and it's a 7-1 ball game.
Ryan Metzler comes through again. That's his 5th home run of the season. He has been a positive addition to this Yard Goats roster this year, his 2nd year with the Yard Goats, and Metzler delivers again.
And now second baseman Anthony Phillips. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a lineout. He had a bullet last time and takes a pitch in for a strike. So that ends a string of 16 straight retired by Fisher Cats pitching, Jordan Romano and Danny Young. Next one is in for a strike. Metzler to the only hit of the ball game, and he made it count. Pitch, swing a roller hit foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Metzler's really been good of late.
Yes, he is. Ryan Metzler with the go-getter home run. This season, Dunkin' Donuts will donate $100 for every Yard Goats home run to Hartford Area Habitat for Humanity. Connecticut Dunkin' Donuts franchisees are committed to the local community and are proud to partner with Hartford Area Habitat for Humanity.
2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike through the ball. Drop of the catcher, Hissey. He'll get a throwing lane fire down to first, and Phillips is gone. Side retire, but the Goats get a hit and they get a run, a home run by Ryan Metzler. We played 8. Off to the 9th we go. Fisher Cats 7, Yard Goats 1. News Radio 1410 WPOP.
Well, a call to the Trancholo and Trancholo bullpen. Trancholo and Trancholo, Connecticut's personal injury law firm. Save time and call all 9s. And Mitch Horacek ends up pitching an inning and a third, and he gives way to the right-hander Scott Griggs. This pitching change presented by Albertus Magnus College. Looking to make a change in your life? Visit albertus.edu/East Hartford to begin today. Griggs making his 15th appearance of the year, a record of 2 wins, no losses, and a 1.93 earned run average. He also has 2 saves. And with rain moving in again, here we go to the top of the 9th, Jeff.
All right. Kevin Biggio will begin things against the right-hander. And Griggs is set of the pitch. That's in for a strike, 0-1. Tell you what, this Hartford pitching staff will make sure that they may even help New Hampshire pack their bags to get out of town. The pitch, that's a little bit low for ball 1. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, this offense is, it just doesn't quit. 1 through 9.
Does not.
Not too many outs. Griggs to the belts. The 1-1 pitch. That's inside. The count goes to 2-1. The only run to score, the only hit for the Yard Goats, a Ryan Metzler 2-out solo home run in the 8th inning. After Fisher Cats pitching combined to retire 16 straight Yard Goats. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball down to first base, waiting for it down to 1 leg. It's Mundelli, pops up, takes the bag himself, taps it. And Biggio is the first out of the 9th inning. Well, you wonder if it'll be a different look the next time we see the Fisher Cats stand in Hartford. You'll see them next week up in New Hampshire.
Right.
In Hartford, you wonder.
Well, I think there might be a different Fisher Cat team the second half.
Yeah, they're in July. They're back in town.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a different looking team.
I agree. Here to Ramirez bats. He swings and hits it out to short. Rogers makes the pickup. Guns across the infield diamond in time to get Ramirez. For out number 2. Who knows? Could be a different Yard Goats team as well.
Well, it could. I mean, things have a tendency to change when you get to late June.
Evaluators coming in and making their decisions on players as right fielder Connor Panis is in. Pitch home is hit foul, third base side, back into the seats for strike one. Jesus Tinoco started the ball game, survived a 2-out double in the first inning, struck out 2 in the second, and then limped through the third, giving up 5 runs. Ouch. That's been the difference in this ball game. Pitch. That's in for a strike. If you're joining us late and missed the game, Jordan Romano pitched 6+ no-hit innings in the 7th with Dom Nunez batting. Mid-at-bat, he injured himself and had to leave, giving way to Danny Young, who kept the no-hitter intact until 2 outs in the 8th inning. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Griggs strikes out Pennis, and the side is retired. We played 8.5, one last shot for the Yard Goats. We go to the bottom of the 9th. New Hampshire 7, Hartford 1. This is Yard Goats Baseball on News Radio 1410 WPOP.
Well, here we go to the last of the 9th inning. New Hampshire leading by the score of 7-1. And manager John Schneider about to go to his bullpen again. The call to the Trancholo and Trancholo bullpen as Danny Young ends up pitching 2 innings and gives up just the 1 hit, the home run to Ryan Metzler to end the no-hit bid in the shutout of the New Hampshire pitching staff. And now this pitching change presented by Albertus Magnus College. Looking to make a change in your life? Visit albertus.edu/East Hartford to begin today. As Dusty Isaacs comes on. Isaacs 6'1", 190 pounds from Lebanon, Ohio. And the right-hander is about to make his 12th appearance of the year, all in relief. He has a record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and a 3.86 earned run average. Jeff?
All right, Dan, so it's Isaacs who'll try and shut the door here in the 9th inning in a 7-1 ball game in favor of the Fisher Cats. They're 3 outs away from a clean 3-game sweep. Chris Rabago will start things for the Yard Goats. 0 for 2, a pair of pop-outs. Pitch. He takes it outside for ball 1. Tomorrow, Peter Lambert gets the starting assignment, first of 4 in a weekend series against the Akron Rubber Ducks Thursday through Sunday. Pitch, swing and a foul back to the screen behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield backed up. The shortstop, Bo Bichette, back in the outfield grass. 1-1 pitch. That is low, and the count goes to 2-1. Isaacs again sets. And the pitch en route. Fouled back to the screen. Isaac sets the 2-2 pitch. Check swing appeal to first base. Mike Savakina says no. And count fills now 3-2. Pitch is swung out and pop foul first base side. Coming over, it's Juan Kelly, but that's back into the seats. Then we'll stay 3-2. Isaacs again ready. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's swung out and a high fly ball that's hit well towards right. Penn heading back towards the track in front of the fence. Reaches up and he makes the catch. Rabago with a deep fly to become the first out of the 9th. Goats with 1 hit, and it was a solo home run by Ryan Metzler last inning with 2 out.
And that was it. I mean, for 7 2/3 innings, the Yard Goats were no hit today.
Metzler was on base actually twice. He had a pretty good game.
Yeah, he
walked
did.
And stole second base. The only Yard Goat to reach second and the only one to touch home plate. Now Garrett Hampson 0 for 3. He takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Two worthy opponents, though, Dan, this homestand. The two top teams in. The East leaders, New Hampshire, and the West leaders come in tomorrow. Akron. Pitch is swung and hit foul back into the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike. Righty's set. Now the 1-1 pitch is swung and again. Hit foul back to the screen behind the plate, and it's 1-2. Hampson waves the barrel across home plate, waiting on a 1-2 pitch. Roxon comes home, swinging a ground ball down the line, third base. That is Bo Guerrero Jr. out in the left field for extra bases. Hampson hits first. He's on his way to second base, and he's in standing with a double. So Hampson picks up the Yard Goats' second hit. Both of the extra base hit variety, the home run, now double. Andrew Giat got it back to the infield, and now DH Dom Nunez. Nunez, a lefty hitter, popped to short and struck out swinging. Here's the pitch. Swung on it. Rip foul. That went off towards the light tower for strike 1. Hampson leads off second base. 7-1. Fisher Cats lead the Goats in the 9th pitch. Swung on and popped up. Foul ground off third. Vlad Guerrero Jr. comes over by the opposing dugout. Can't make the catch, and it's 0-2. Dusty Isaac sets. Gets the sign from Ron Hissey. Looks off to second. Here comes the 0-2. That's outside. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch, that's a little bit low, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. A 2-2 pitch, winning ground ball, chopped to first base, spared by Kelly. Now drops the ball and picks it up. Now flips to Isaacs, covering. And it's in time to get Nunez. 3-1. Little bobble doesn't cost. The ball was hit so hard. Hampson in the play scoots down to third.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 2, Jonathan Daza.
One of your more exciting groundouts to first base.
Yeah, right. The pitch, and that's in for a strike. 0-1. This one missing in the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch is hit foul back and out of play. The count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is swung on and popped up. Short left center field. Jonathan Davis scrambles in, gives way to Andrew Guillotte, who's underneath and makes the catch. Puts away Daza. We're out number 2. Well, actually, that's the game. Out number 3. Daza gone. And now the Fisher Cats, Dan, complete the 3-game sweep.
Well, you've got to tip your cap to New Hampshire. They came in and swept the Yard Goats, the 3-game series. The key game, obviously, was last night, which the Goats had a chance to win and lost in extra innings. And now New Hampshire, in this ballpark, is 7-0 this season, and they've just dominated the Yard Goats so far.
They have. They get the win here this afternoon. We'll come back and recap it next on News Radio 1410 WPOP.